Hey guys, it's me, Ron Williams. Listen, for some of you, I'm a friend. You have friended me on Facebook, and for some of you, I'm even your pastor. You actually go to my church, and some of you are viewing online. But for others of you, I'm called Coach because you're actually my personal client. Listen, I had a question from, I think this is from India, from Zahid Quadri. He asked, how could he make an iron chest master at home? Really? I'm going to answer that. My first iron chest master I made in my garage. And I'm going to tell you the process that I went through to make this iron chest master. The first thing I did is I sat on the side of my bed and I was praying about what I could do as an in-home exercise or something that I could take and travel with so that I could get my workouts in. We were traveling to churches and different corporations, building fitness programs, but yet I was missing a lot of my workouts. So I needed something for myself. So what I did is I had my wife order 2 of these. With me, I have to touch it first, and then from there I develop it. So when she ordered 2 of these, I thought about it had to be really, really smooth. These things are $300, but it didn't matter how much it cost because I had this thought and this idea in my head. Now, what I want to say to you about that is this. For many years in my younger life, I didn't really believe in myself very much. So the thoughts and ideas that I had, I thought, if that was such a great idea, why didn't somebody else develop it? And then here comes 2 years later, somebody else would develop that thought or idea and they would patent it, and now it's their idea and I lost it. So since then I've developed probably 15 different pieces of equipment, and we have 3-4 different books that we've written. So what I'm saying to you is you may have creativity inside of you. Don't squander that. Go ahead and explore it, write it down, and start developing it. You never know, you might have the next greatest invention inside of you. So what I did is I took 2 of these and I started looking at how this thing works, how it flows together, and what I could do to make this and carry it with me around the country. So we got 2 of these. And here's the second one. And I knew that with the way the chest is made, all of the muscle groups are made in an arc. The bicep, the shoulders, all of the muscles throughout the body. Think about your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves. And if you want to develop that muscle, stay within that arc formation. I want to show you something that's really, really special, guys. This right here is a diagram of the anatomy of the human body and also the anatomy of a bird. A bird has a ball in the socket just like you and I. But the bird also has a humerus that attaches to the ball in the socket. And when a bird flies, he never flies in a square motion. Let me explain something to you that's really important. If a bird were to fly like this, he wouldn't get off the ground. But he flies in this motion, and when that resistance is created, he gets a lift, and it helps him to float through the air. Well, the largest muscle group, the leanest muscle group on a bird is his chest. So as he is flying, he is lifting and he's going forward. We've recreated that motion and that movement in this piece of equipment. Now, if you were going to do this at home, it would be hard to impossible to create that same movement because you have some people that they get a slippery surface and they put their hands on a pad and they go down and then they push their hands together. But the difference is you don't have the resistance as you would have with the wind. Now a cable crossover, you can pull the cables in, but you don't have a power position. Power position is where the body's the strongest, just like in a bench press, but you don't have the ability in a bench press to close. A dumbbell press you do, but once you extend the arm, there's no resistance here. With the Iron Chest Master, you actually have the resistance because all the way through the movement, you have resistance. So if you were going to do this at home, you would have to have resistance from the pushing portion, and then you would have to have resistance attached here and here. So as you bring it in, it would create that resistance for that peak contraction. You actually have two contractions with this movement. One is a full contraction when you extend your arm, and then a peak contraction. Now the full contraction will help feel the chest, and the peak contraction helps to define and rip the chest. So you want both movements, guys. You want both movements. So with that being said, you can do this movement at home, and you can create something similar to the Iron Chest Master at home. I did. Let me show you the first rendition of the Iron Chest Master that I created. First the rails. This was the very first one. We called this the Hummer. Now we had two on the side. We had springs in the center to create that resistance going in. This is something that you can do at home, but it's going to cost you a lot of money to make this happen. But if you want something that you made and you did on your own, you can do that. We have the cotter pins here so that you can attach both sides to each other so it's stable. And this is the next rendition and the following rendition right here. So to say that, can you make this at home? Absolutely. But it's going to take you through a process. You have to go through a process to be able to make this work at home. Now, like I said, you have some people that have a slippery surface and a slippery hand pad that they slide together, but they don't have the resistance that you would get from a spring or the resistance bands. So that is something that you would have to add to that particular movement. Can you do it at home? Absolutely. Now, some of you, you have entrepreneurial abilities inside of you. Don't squander it. Use it. I did it for many years. So God bless you. Until next time, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. What you want, what you want.